All right, guys, welcome to Week 2, Module 3, Life in a Warsaw Ghetto. Our objective for this lesson is that you will be able to, in writing and reflection, analyze a series of multimedia and written sources about life in Jewish ghettos to understand the hardships experienced by those who lived in them and prove their mastery by taking an Edulastic quiz. Again, our language objective for this lesson is that you will be able to, in writing, describe what daily life in a Jewish ghetto might have been like by analyzing visual documents and describing them with descriptive adjectives. Let's take a look at our vocab for today. Again, you have access to those vocab slides here. You can click on them, pop them open. But again, we have the words here as well. Today, we're going to focus on what a ghetto is. Ghettos are a part of a city, usually a slum, that is sectioned off and occupied by a minority group or groups. The first ghettos were used in Europe as a way to separate the Jewish people in a city. So we'll be using the word ghetto a lot, and you should expect to think of it as a part of a city, usually a slum, where the Jews were forced to live. Let's take a look at our do now. Using the image below, fill out the table. So you're looking at this picture here, created by Albert Rubinstein. It is a view from the Warsaw Ghetto, published in June 8th of 1941 in Warsaw, Poland. So Warsaw is the capital of Poland, then and now, where the majority of the Jews lived at the time. So you're filling out this table here below. I notice, what are 3 observations you can make from this photo? I observed that ghettos were, so if you're looking at this, what are 3 things that you observe here? I see a lot of people. That might be an observation that I could make. The ghettos were crowded, perhaps. I can see a fence here. Perhaps my observation is that ghettos were fenced in. You are making 3 of your own observations. You are also coming up with 3 I wonders. So what 3 questions do you have about ghettos in World War II? It could be, why did Jews live there? It could be, was it just Jews that lived in ghettos? It could be, in what cities were these ghettos? But you're coming up with 3 questions that you wonder about. Once you've filled those out, go ahead and move on to the vocabulary section. Again, today's vocabulary word is ghettos. We've already defined it as a part of a city, usually a slum, that is sectioned off and occupied by a minority group or groups. The first ghettos were in Europe as a way to separate the Jewish people in a city. This is not the first time groups were sectioned off. It's like, that's the German section, that's the Jewish section, that's the Irish section. But this is definitely like the forced, systematic ghettoization of regions. An example here is when Germany invaded Poland. They built the Warsaw Ghetto in November of 1940. They forced thousands, in fact hundreds of thousands of Polish Jews out of their homes and into ghettos where they were starved, humiliated, and persecuted until they were shipped off to concentration camps. If you think back, we did a gallery walk talking about the Warsaw ghettos, concentration camp locations, extermination camp locations. There was the image of the little boy with his hands up. That also came from the Warsaw Ghetto. So thinking about that. The language practice that we have today is that you're going to be using descriptive adjectives to look at sources and describe them with more than just like, there are soldiers here. So you're thinking about descriptive adjectives, words that describe what you see, hear, feel, experience. So think about descriptive adjectives as like sensory adjectives. So looking at this image here, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. It's very tiny. That might have been a mistake. It was. Okay. So we're looking at this image here. What are 4 words you would use to describe the photo of German soldiers bombing the Jewish ghetto in Warsaw as an act of terrorism. So if you're looking at these soldiers, what do you see, hear, feel, and experience? It could be you feel the heat of the flames. It could be that you hear the marching of the boots on the street, the cobblestone streets. What are 4 descriptive words you can use to describe this? It can also be a group of words. An example here, let's change this. Let's not say Mr. Jordan. Let's say Mr. Marsh's class is amazing. So my example here is Mr. Marsh's class is amazing. He is always happy, and even when kids are tired or shy, he gets them involved in the game. It also helps that when we play in the big green gym on a shiny new floor. Let's leave it like that. Happy is an adjective that describes, I'm going to pause this right there, guys. This is a mess. All right, guys, I fixed it with Coach G as our example here. So Coach G's class is amazing. She is always happy, and even when kids are tired or shy, she gets them involved in the game. It also helps that we play in a big, bright gym with a shiny new floor. Happy is an adjective that describes Coach G and expresses an emotion of hers. Therefore, it's a descriptive adjective. We also have tired and shy, which are describing the kids. Big, bright, shiny, and new are all describing things that we could see in the gym. Now it's your turn. In 3 full sentences, not just words, but 3 full sentences, like I did above, what do you think life was like for people in Jewish ghettos? Using the pictures above and below. Every picture in this lesson is a primary source and an actual photograph of life in these ghettos. Use any of them to help you. Use at least 4 descriptive adjectives from the box below. And if you're up for a challenge, if you know a stronger adjective, use that in your response. You can use tragic instead of sad. You can use elated instead of happy, though I doubt you will find anything to be elated about in these images. Here's that word bank that you can use. And you are filling that in here. Life for Jewish people in the ghetto was. Think about how you would describe it. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you experience? 3 well-written sentences. Once you've done that, you can go on to the direct instruction link.